Over the last month of the NBA season, this player has averaged 2.5 more values above what his player prop is. Let's dive into it right now. What's the play? Oh, yeah, that's right. Victor Wembanyama over 13.5 rebounds and assists. I love this play. It's available across all sports books. Good odds, about -115 to -125. It's on virtually every single pick'em app. You can get it on Underdog. It's on Prizepicks, Parlay Play, Sleeper. You name it, it's there right now, and I'm on it. So over the last month of the NBA, he's been averaging 31 minutes per game. He's only played one game fewer than 30 minutes, and that was because of a blowout against the Suns a few games ago. In the rest of the games, my guy has been averaging a ridiculous amount of rebounds and assists, and it's not just because the rebounds are crazy. He's dishing the basketball very well. And in those 30-plus minute games, he's actually hit the over at this line in 18 of the last 20 games. That's wild. So if we continue to get those minutes tonight, I think we're in a great position to cash out. And if you're worried about the minutes and you're like, oh, well, what if he doesn't get 30? He has still hit the over in 8 of the last 10 games when he has ended up playing between 25 and 30 minutes. So anytime he kind of gets capped at that 30, they're not going to let him play past it. He's still been in a pretty good position. And in those games, he's averaged 15.4 rebounds and assists. This line is too low. And I have a feeling throughout the day, maybe this line starts to crawl upwards. We start getting some juice, -135, -140 on some books, potentially moves to 14, around 14 number on the pick'em apps. We'll see. But I'm not concerned about the Knicks matchup. We just need the 7'4" monster out there for 30 minutes-ish. 30-ish minutes, and I think we're in a really good position to cash this prop out. Let's go. Bang! Did you see J Steps 25X on Prizepicks last night? Posted that for Discord members yesterday. He went absolutely bonkers. If you didn't know, J Step and his parlay slips for all the pick'em apps has been a legend in our Dub Club for the last year for MLB specifically. He is just known. And of course, the very first slate, was there any other outcome other than a 25X from him on the first day of MLB? I don't think so. The dude is such a goat. Grab the link down below if you want access to his channel and the rest of my cappers, including Mad Dog, with another +10 unit day on the parlay apps where he went 7 of 13. 7 of his 13 slips cashed out. He has been so good in his channel. Grab the link down below. It's $14.99. All right, yep, it's time for On the Bubble plays. These are all unofficial. These are the leans. And by the way, a lot of these cash out like crazy. These are all the plays that are on my short list. I'm not entirely sure if they're going to end up as official or not. A lot of them end up being official. I just can't tell you which ones. Inside Dub Club, they get to find out as I alert later and I say, all right, here's my list of official picks for the day, and I will post those when I am prepared. I usually drop a couple. I dropped 2 last night. Now, one of these plays was official, and it's now on the bubble, and I'm going to tell you why. Kobe White, I had over 8.5 rebounds and assists. I posted at like 11:45 p.m. Eastern, something like that, last night, over 8.5. I wake up this morning, I check. He's juiced like crazy. If you got it at 8.5, it's like -165, -170. Mostly, it's about -115 or so. At 9.5 now. So the line itself moved fully. All right. We're not talking just odds movement. We're talking the line itself move. So that's an on the bubble play. I don't know if I would go back to it at 9.5. It's just been a little bit touch and go lately. Although I do think it's still worth mentioning if you want to take the 8.5 juice and then parlay it with something else like a juice cutter, like a Doncic 20+ points, 25+ points, something like that, or LeBron James, you can outline them 6+ assists, things like that will start cutting the juice down. You can even take a couple pieces, do it if you're so dead set on getting them at 8.5. Let's move on. Speaking of LeBron James, yeah, I like his over 8.5 assists as well. Currently -135 on FanDuel Sportsbook. Waiting for more books to drop the line. I'm very curious if I'm able to get a points and assist prop at 33.5 today. If I can get that line, I'll probably take that instead. Pacers give up the most field goal attempts within 5 feet in the entire NBA, and LeBron James takes the 6th most attempts from inside that area. I expect him to score, and if he's not scoring, I expect him to dish. He's been passing the ball so well. And yes, his potential assists are up, but truly we're just looking at one of the best passers in NBA history. Like, people have talked about this in the past, where LeBron James is not given enough credit for where he puts the orange in a teammate's hands. I mean, you see it all the time. These zingers, 25 feet away into the corner, and these guys are catching it right in the shooting pocket, and they're just ready to put it up quickly. I mean, he is such an accurate passer, not just a creator, and he's had 9+ assists in 11 of the 14 games since the All-Star break. We talked about this during the All-Star break. There's just some players that they just kind of turn it on towards the end of the season when the games matter more. Not that the games prior don't matter, but it's a very long 82 game season. It's easier for NBA players to sit there and say, okay, 26 games left, let's go. And LeBron's been doing that. And you can tell this is why he's still one of the best players in the world when he needs to be. And the rebounds and assists, I think, is a fine option at 16.5. You like it. But the assist prop, I don't mind taking that juice and sipping it at -135 on FanDuel Sportsbook. And if you're on a site like Chalkboard or Parlay Play, and you have the opportunity to still use lines at 8.5, where you have a different multiplier, hey, go ahead and use that and parlay it with something like, I don't know, Kobe White, 8.5. It's up to you what you want to do with these picks. Again, I want to give you this information so you can go out there and cash out on your own, however you see fit on any platform. And again, if you need help, there's 15 or so channels inside my Dub Club for $14.99, my friends. You can grab that there. One more thing coming at you. Paul George, over 21.5 points. I like that play tonight. He's been smashing the over, I believe, over a 9 in the last 10. The minutes are back. That's really all we were waiting for, is when the minutes return, the opportunity returned, and then the production, of course, returned. So more minutes, more shot attempts, more buckets. Matchup extremely difficult. I'm worried more so not about Paul George, his minutes and his skill set, but more so about the defensive struggles. The offensive struggles against a very, very good defense, probably top 5 defense in the NBA, who's playing at home and is really going to slow down the pace of this game. So that's an on the bubble play. Not sure if I can do it yet, but maybe we'll go back to it. Now, there's some other plays I was interested in, and I was looking at Rudy Gobert and his rebounds last night, and then I was thinking about his rebounds and assists at 13.5. So that was definitely a play. I don't want to dive too deep into the weeds for it. I was also looking at Austin Reeves' 3 points made. That is another one I was looking at. That one was pretty good, but it's juiced like crazy. But I still think that one's a fine option if you want to take it and potentially like parlay it with something. He was at over 1.5 juiced. Now, I have a feeling he's going to be at like 2.5 sometime today and then juiced heavily to the under. I know everybody right now is on Jalen Duren to go bonkers, but I think Kyle Kuzma on the other side, over 22.5 points, is a very, very solid option. I mean, he continues to score buckets as well. And if he's getting the minutes he's been getting, my gosh, he's going to keep shooting the orange. He's taken 18 field goal attempts per game since the All-Star break and hit the over in 11 of 15 games. So over 22.5 points for Kyle Kuzma, I think is a fine option. It's not like Detroit has been stopping anybody defensively, so I'm not too concerned about something like that. Listen, if my videos have been helping you this week, and it seems like they have, I'm on a 12-2 run, my friends, 12-2 run. Just do me a favor, subscribe to this channel, like the video, and make sure you tune back in for the next video of